Peeps! In a recent video we did about the revamped Loch Ness Monster reopening, I made mention of an Easter egg that I thought was pretty cool about something named Questor 2. It didn't occur to me at the time, but it occurred to me later that some of you out there may not even know what Questor was, may not have been born when it came out, or just may not remember it. So I thought it might be fun to do something a little bit different with today's video and go over a little bit of forgotten history of Busch Gardens and the brief life of Questor. Before we talk about Questor, it's important to remember that Ireland and Killarney Village actually used to be Hastings Village when the park first opened, a medieval England themed area of the park that was rethemed to Ireland in 2001.
Next, it's a short stroll across the Brittany Bridge to the little village of Hastings, where the best of medieval England comes alive. A bustle of activity for everyone.
Now, some of my most core memories of Busch Gardens Williamsburg as a child actually come from Hastings Village, including being selected from the audience to join the Enchanted Laboratory of Nostromos the Magnificent, a fun sorcerer show featuring, at least as I can remember, great special effects. But do you ever wonder what those long cavernous tunnels are at the end of Killarney Village? Well, they were part of the queue experience for Hastings Village's coup de grace, Questor. In 1990, Questor had a grand opening celebration featuring celebrity guest Bob Saget and a mid-Atlantic motion simulator ride very similar to Star Tours at the Disney parks. It featured an awesome animatronic as you entered the ride and told the story of a gnome named Alwyn, not this Alwyn, who needed you to pilot his vehicle, Questor, powered by gerbilium, to find the powerful crystal of Zed. Guests walked through those caverned walls before learning about the Questor that they were about to go on in search of the powerful crystal. There were actually two identical Questors, each 22 by 30 feet, each weighing about 35,000 pounds, so that way they could turn around riders more quickly. The movie itself was made by a New York-based production company named GlenNet, and the opening scene was filmed at Endless Caverns near Harrisonburg, Virginia. Like I said, the motion simulator ride, very similar to Star Tours. Guests buckled themselves into seats covered in dragon scales, and the ride combined both live action footage and the use of miniatures to take explorers through caverns, down a waterfall, and through the air on this magical trip. For a young IOM geek, it made a huge mark with its mix of fantasy storytelling and special effects. I'd really love to see some of that fantasy element actually return to Busch Gardens in anticipation of its upcoming 50th anniversary.
In Hastings, history meets high-tech aboard Questor, a fantasy ship adventure that combines a motion picture, computerized flight simulation, and special effects to take adventurous passengers on a magical voyage through earth, sea, and air. With Alwyn, an eccentric old gnome, as your pilot, you'll speed headlong through solid rock, under the seas, and through the air on a one-of-a-kind quest for a magical crystal.
Sadly, Questor only was around for about 6 years. Since then, it's been King Arthur's Challenge, Corkscrew Hill, Europe in the Air, and Battle for Ire. Currently, it houses the Howl-O-Scream Killarney Diner Haunted House attraction. So what about you all? Do you remember Questor in the early 90s at Busch Gardens Williamsburg? What is your favorite memory of Hastings Village if you visited the park during that time? Leave us a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And, the information on Questor was surprisingly hard to find. I mean, it was the early 90s. Not a ton of cell phones or anything like that to film the ride around that time, but we were able to find some goodies to share with you today. But if you remember that time of the park, definitely share your favorite memory with us down below. If we got anything wrong or remember anything through rose-colored glasses that maybe was incorrect, also let us know in the comments. We want to make sure that we're getting the information right. And if you like this kind of video, I know it's a little different than what we normally do, but I just wanted to share my love of Questor with you. And hopefully some of you remember that. Obviously, the designers of the queue experience for Loch Ness Monster certainly do. Also, leave us a comment about that. And while you're down there, you might as well give us a thumbs up. It lets us know that you like this type of content. Hit the subscribe and notification bells so that you know when we release upcoming content. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.